There, Cal got hit. Looked like it.
Yeah, they were in the zone coverage, and we needed a touchdown there. I think right inside of 30 seconds, and they were in a deep coverage there. So I'm not sure even if he had gotten hit, what would have happened there. But it looked like he got hit, and then they made a nice play.
What's the feeling you got in your stomach right now?
Hard to describe now. Just sick. The fact that we came up short in this game. You work your whole year for it, and we came up short. So, yeah.
Right next door, Larry Lage, AP.
Can you explain your thinking early on, not going in for it on fourth down, and at the end of the first half, not trying to pick up the first down, before the clock ran down?
Yeah, well, I felt like at 52 yards, it was worth a field goal there. If you don't get it on, I think it was 4th and 2, 4th and 3, somewhere in there. You get no points, and it was worth the opportunity to kick the field goal at least. If we come up short there, then it's turnover and down. So I felt like that was the right move. And then early in the game, around midfield, just don't want to give them any momentum. Felt like we could pin them down and play defense. I thought we were playing pretty good early on.
Over to the right, Austin Ward, the podcast.
Ryan, looks like you went out to get more an explanation on the Denzel play from Wilson down there. Did you ever get one? What did they explain to you?
Yeah, I was told that it was called on the field a touchdown, and because of that, it was upheld. I didn't quite understand exactly how that was, but that's what they said.
Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch.
Ryan, Michigan had the ball for the final 8 minutes of the game. What was back into that sequence? What was the issue getting on?
Yeah, just they did a nice job running the ball, and we ended up hanging on the end, giving our offense a chance to win, but too much time off the clock there. We got to get a stop and get off the field.
Clay Hall, WSYX.
How would you rate Kyle's performance? 18 of 30, almost 300 yards. The decision making,
Yeah, in this game, you got to win the rushing yards and you got to win the turnover battle. We did neither of those things. So, if that's not going to happen, we're not going to win this game.
Dan, did you have Dan Wetzel, Yahoo?
Ryan, your team played composed, huge stage, so much going on. What did you tell them to want to share after losing a game?
Yeah, I try to keep, what we talk about in the locker room to ourselves, but we're all disappointed. We know that what this game means to so many people, and so to come up short is certainly crushing, not only just because you invest your whole year in it. We know at Ohio State what this game means. And so, there's a locker room in there that's devastated. And it wasn't a lack of effort. Again, we didn't win the rushing yards. We didn't win the turnover battle. So you're not going to win the game.
Is it possible to close the door in the back over here? Spencer Holbrook, Letterman Row.
Ryan, you guys put points on all 4 second half drives. What do you see on that they were able to get success with 2 points on every drive?
Yeah, I felt like they were able to establish the run a little bit there and kept the good rhythm going. I felt like that happens a lot in games like this. You kind of go back and forth a little bit in the second half, so that was fairly normal. I felt like the guys were doing a good job early on in the game, but ultimately it comes down to getting stops and then finishing drives on offense.
Mason Barrett, Cleveland.com.
Right, you mentioned the lack of rushing success. Do you see any common denominator as to why you were able to get traction?
No, I think there was some traction for sure. Yeah, there was certainly one drive in particular. I felt like we were really rocking off the ball and we were doing a good job. I don't know ultimately what the final numbers were, but I feel like when you go into this game, you gotta win rushing yards, and it didn't happen. I don't know what the final numbers were, but they had more than we did, and that's a big part of controlling the game. Certainly has to do with the last couple drives, and then also and then turnover battle. And I'd like to say it's more than that, but I'm not sure it is.
Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Ryan, I apologize if you're asking for the early interception. What happened on that play? How much did you feel like you were playing uphill all day?
Not a good start. You want to have a quick start. The kid made a nice play. Johnson jumped inside on a slant and made a nice play. I have to see it on film, but I know he's playing a little bit inside leverage there. And, Kyle, I think just kind of fired in there and on a slant play, it's a bang, bang play. And then, So we'll have to look at the film and find out exactly what took place on the play. But that's what I saw from my vantage point. That was the communication that we had on the sideline.
Pat Murphy, 24/7 Sports.
Ryan, you mentioned working this game all year. Michigan has a running back throw. They go for it on fourth down, sometimes have to create plays. Where did you guys maybe not have those type of plays in the books, or did you, and did they just not work?
No, I mean, I felt like we had some good stuff. I felt like, we kind of got in a little bit of rhythm there in the second half. I thought some of the runs really hit. I thought a couple explosive plays. I don't know what the explosive play breakdown was. That's usually something we figure out afterwards, but I thought we were fairly explosive because that is a big factor in this game as well. So I'll have to look and see. But I thought when you look at it, how do you create explosives? I felt like, that part, we were doing a pretty decent job on offense.
Right next door, Steve Hellwagon, 24/7
Coach,
Sports.
offensive line, it seemed like Kyle was under duress quite a bit today, and he gets hit on the interception there at the end. Just, I don't know, something you guys kind of thought it seemed all season. Just where do you leave with that?
Yeah, I'll have to watch it. Sometimes you get out of these games and it's hard to figure out. I think there were some good things, in terms of moving guys. A couple of those drives were pretty good. I thought some of the protection was good, but like you said, not consistent enough.
Stephen Means, Cleveland.com.
I'm sorry if you guys, you had timeout left in the first half and shut up a field goal there. We could a little bit more aggressive. Want to take that approach in the first half?
Yeah, they asked it before. I think it was 4th and 2, or at least a long 2, maybe 3. And I felt like at that point we had an opportunity to kick a 52-yarder, and I feel like that was probably the right thing to do. If we can get 3 points coming out of the half, especially starting the ball on the 2-yard line, was probably the right move. If you make it, you feel great. If you don't, you don't. So we missed it, and so certainly, we'll second guess everything. But if you don't convert on that 4th and 3, then you don't get anything. So I felt like at that time that was the right move.
Pat 40, do you have your hand up? Pat?
Ryan, do you believe your team is a playoff team?
Ooh, I haven't even thought that far, Pat. Just playing in this game, everything's just so focused on this game. Yeah, I'd have to kind of process that. I mean, I think we have a very good team. We came up short today, and it's devastating. But I believe in our players. I think we have a veteran team. I think we have a team that, is solid in all 3 phases. And, I'd have to kind of see what else is out there. Honestly, I've just been so focused on this game. I appreciate the question. I don't have a great answer for you right now. But I do believe that, this team can play with anybody in the country.
We take a couple more just for Coach. Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
Ryan, I mean, obviously, the past 2 years have all been about trying to avenge the loss, and it doesn't happen again this year. Where do you go from here now that you're in this situation for a third time?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just after the game, so it's hard to start thinking about all that. Just just trying to process the game right now, and then we'll go from there.
And final question, Larry Leach, AP.
Just to go back to that end of the first half, when I was asking, you had like 30 seconds left. My question is, what was the thought process to not try to call a play to convert the first down when you had 30 seconds left, and then maybe call a timeout?
Because it was 4th down, right?
Yeah, it was 4th down. You had about 30 seconds left. Ran the clock down. My question is the thought process to not call a play with 30 seconds left, try to convert, and then maybe call a timeout or spike it or whatnot. The thought in that live time.
Right.
That's my question.
Yeah, so if you go for it on 4th down and don't get it, the other team gets the ball. So I thought at that time the best thing to do is to just decide to go for a field goal. So whether it was the end of the half or if it was 8 minutes to go in the second quarter, I would have made the decision to kick a field goal. So I just wanted the clock to run down so we're out of the half. So whether there was 30 seconds on the clock at the half or not, the decision was made to make a field goal, and I felt like might as well run it down and then make that the last play of the half.
Coach, thank you.
Yep,
very much.
thanks. Yep.
All right, folks, we have quarterback Kyle McCord. We'll open up Dylan Davis, Delaware Gazette.
That's first quarter pick, obviously, with the pick going that game. What did you see on that play? What did you not see on that play? And I guess kind of bounce back from the after that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the corner made a good play on the ball. He jumped inside on the slant. So my eyes were on the linebacker and pulled the ball, went to go throw it to Marvin. He just jumped it, but if I could have it back, obviously probably just want to burn that one in the ground and live to see the next play because we put our defense in a tough situation there. But
Over to the left, Austin Ward, the podcast.
How would you describe what it's like to be in that locker room, I don't know, the last 10 minutes after coming up short?
it hurts. I mean, it's really the only word for it. To work that hard for that opportunity and just to come up a few plays short, it hurts. And there's no way around that. So it's a tough feeling.
Tim May, Tim May podcast.
Kyle, at the last possession, were you having a little bit of thoughts of Notre Dame? I mean, here you go again and stuff. Y'all got down the field, a little square into Julian Fleming was ruled to catch, whatever. And then on the last play, just take us through that, from your vantage point.
Yeah, so defense got us the ball back, down 6 with about a minute to go. No timeouts, so we knew we had to get the ball moving. Started off with a good completion to Marvin on the sideline, and then obviously Julian's play with Mecca with a great recovery. And obviously in that situation, they knew we were going to have to take a shot down the field to get the ball moving. And then looked like they played cover 2 of the boundary there to Julian. And then so I went back to Marvin, kind of got hit as I threw. Didn't obviously get as much as on the ball as I wanted to. And, they made a play.
That drive y'all wrote were basically the last, 6-8 plays were runs. Did you figure y'all kind of had something going now? I mean, what was that drive like?
Which drive?
The one where y'all drove, and I think you ran the ball like 8 times.
Oh, 8 straight times.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one we scored. Yeah. I think that drive we started with the sack and started sacking in 14 behind the chains, and then Marvin made a good play, got the first down. And then I think we just called straight runs after that. The O-line did a great job of moving them. Trey and Chip obviously did a great job of pushing the ball, and then to cap it off with a touchdown there, that was good. I think that was obviously one of the better drives we had in the game. To be able to run the ball like that.
Andy Backstrom, Letterman Row.
I don't know. The game just ended, obviously. Trying to think of everything. Where can you guys go from here? You're a leader of this team. What do you say to your guys?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, to be honest, there really aren't a lot of words to say in a moment like this. It's one of those games where you put everything in, and it hurts to come up short. But we'll regroup tomorrow. Watch the film, obviously, make the corrections on it. But the worst part is that we kind of have to sit back now and see how everything shakes out. It's out of our control. But I know like last year, we got a second chance at life there, getting in the playoff, and we came ready to play, motivated. But we'll see. Like I said, the worst part is that it's out of our control.
Clay Hall, WSYX.
Kyle, anything you learned just from being in this environment, the intensity that it measured up to what you thought?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is that games like this come down to 1 or 2 plays, and you prepare all off season, you prepare all year long, and your season really comes down to a handful of plays, whether you make them or you don't. And I think that just goes to show the margin of error, especially in games like this, are so slim. So obviously not the result we wanted, but like I said earlier, I think get back on the film, correct our mistakes, and move forward.
Cameron T. Robinson, The Athletic.
You guys given this that field goal versus before half. What's the conversation like going into that half? How do you feel like that changed things?
Yeah, I mean, it was, I don't know how long it was. It looked like 50 plus, maybe even a 6-yard field. I don't know how long it was. And then we had the ball at like the 1-yard line, 2-yard line to start that possession. So even to get a chance at points there was a win for us. I mean, obviously, 3 points would have been nice there, but just to get the opportunity to put points on the board there, I think was good for us. So obviously, I think if he makes it, great. But if not, I don't think anybody batted an eye. We knew it was going to be a fourth quarter game.
Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com. Back.
You were part of a 2021 cycle class that had so much expectations here for yourself. I'm sure. I know it's raw today, but just what you want to say about what that group has accomplished, and then I guess what happens now.
Yeah, obviously, Like I said, our future is really not in our hands anymore. So just sit back and see what happens. But in 2021 class, my brother's been, 3 years where I felt like we were kind of building to this moment. To not get it done, it hurts. But a bunch of talented guys in that group, a bunch of guys that are going to do great things at the next level. But I know this one definitely stings because this is what we talked about when we first got here, and to lose on this stage hurts.
And one final question, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Feel like after the early that you're playing uphill all game, and just your thoughts on Marvin Harrison, NFL, the possibility of this being the last time.
Yeah, obviously the interception is not an ideal way to start off the game, and obviously they scored off the short field. So, I mean, playing a little bit uphill at that point. I don't know if we ever regained the lead. I know we tied the game at one point. And then to your point about Marvin, I mean, it's been an incredible run. Obviously, I love to get, another chance to play with them here. But, I hope this isn't the end of it. But, if it is, I think, he cemented himself as one of the best players to ever come through this program. I mean, he's a special dude, and I love that guy.
Kyle, thank you very much. Folks, I'll see you about getting a couple others in.
Thanks, Kyle. Thanks, Kyle.
All right, folks, we have wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. We'll open it up. Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
How open were you? Were you thinking at that point to pull us out?
Yeah, I think definitely. Once the play was called, we kind of had a good idea that I might get the ball across the middle there, and I don't know what happened in the backfield or anything like that, but the DB just made a play. Yeah, I mean, just a lot of emotions, and at that point the game was over, and everything you worked for this year, all the goals that you had, you weren't going to accomplish them.
Tim May show.
Yeah, Mark, the first interception they had, do you wish you fought more aggressively for that ball? What was your take on just the way that play developed?
No, I think I have to go back and watch it, but I think the DB just on the snap, he kind of just went inside, and we already had a slant called. I guess I just have to go back and watch. I don't know how much else I could have done there.
As you guys took the field for that last drive, was there a sense after a couple of catches, especially yours, that this was doable? What were you thinking right there? I mean, obviously you think about the next play, but was there a sense of positive thinking there, that this could happen?
Yeah, I think once they kicked the field goal to go 6, it was positive thinking from there on. We've been in that situation before in Notre Dame. They kind of approached it the same way, and we didn't get it done this time.
Austin Ward, the podcast.
Marv, I know that the game just ended, so this might not even be fair, but you think about the days ahead and the decisions for you and hoping maybe for help next week when you guys got a year ago. What will the next few days look like for you?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you just yet. A lot of conversation to be had. It's just family and the coaches, teammates. So I don't have an answer for you just yet.
Nathan Barrett, Cleveland.com.
Marvin, just kind of describe what you were seeing defensively out there, the way they were covering you, and you felt that was kind of limiting today.
Yeah, I don't know if we got doubled more in the game than today. Just the safety help they had, either over top or inside. I had never really seen anything like it till today, and just the bracket coverage in the red zone that we got. I definitely got doubled a lot more than today than I ever have before, I think.
Jeff Gilbert, Press Pros.
I'll start with Kyle with early interception. Bounce back and a lot of that. What kind of guy is he in this year? In adverse situations, trying to make something.
Yeah, he's going to continue to fight. How things are going good or bad, he's always going to continue to fight. That's the motto of our program. I think he's done a tremendous job just handling everything that comes to being the starting quarterback at Ohio State. There's so much pressure and expectations, and he's done a phenomenal job all year just handling that. So I'm super proud of him. And I tell you guys this all the time, but before he's my quarterback, he's my friend. So I'm gonna support him through the ups and downs, and I'm gonna always be by his side.
Great. Marvin, thank you very much.
Of course.
All right, folks, and then we'll wrap up here today with Coach Jim Knowles. Over here, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Jim, I know how much you and your staff put into this game after last year. After the first half, that played really well. Second half, couldn't get the stop. What's your explanation for that?
I mean, I think you saw it. We just didn't get the stops when we had to. Had some guys in position. Didn't make the plays. You always wish you had just made those plays in the critical moments. I thought the guys played hard. But, it's just disappointing for the players.
Nathan Barrett, Cleveland.com.
Some of the plays that Jacob did make today, getting out of pocket and doing some things, how much of those did you see as you guys lack the game, or how much of it was just him getting out there and doing?
Yeah, I mean, I think he showed he's an excellent quarterback. Made the plays with his feet when he couldn't with his arm, and we didn't, and that's what happens in matchup games. You have to you go against great players, and we needed another play.
Dan Holt, Lemon Warriors.
I mean, how do you kind of take stock of everything now? If obviously, the defense showed a lot of improvement this year, but this was always the goal.
Not enough, I mean, ultimately, you got to win this game. And, I certainly feel like, we were a play short. So, that's something that I got to keep working on.
Cameron Teague Robinson, The Athletic.
We had, good call, but, we didn't make the play. And I thought that Denzel battled as hard as anybody could battle. He ended up with the ball. You know, that's all I saw. But you know, somebody else makes those decisions, not me.
Coach, thank you very much. All right, folks, that's going to be it.